Okay, it's 5:01, so we're going to go ahead and get the June 11th RDC meeting started. Let's do roll call. I'll start on my left at the end.
Mike Hanna, present.
Dave Craven's present.
Steve Denny, present.
Lisa Floyd, present.
Bruce Ryan, present.
Dan Maddox, present.
Okay, let's show that we do have enough here for a quorum, so we'll continue with the meeting. Approval of minutes. Has the commission had a chance to review the minutes from the May meeting? Is there any corrections, any other information regarding the minutes?
I just have, down towards the very end, the last or bolded paragraph, Steve Denny requested a motion, blah, blah. Motion was made by Lisa Floyd, seconded by Bruce Ring Maddox. So I don't remember if Bruce Ring or Dan Maddox seconded it,
He's
but.
taking me in.
Yeah, I'll fix that. That's a copy
So
paste.
make a note
Yeah.
of Bruce Ring's
I think
name is now changed.
I was abstaining from that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And it
Right.
says that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
I'll
Bruce.
fix that. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll correct that part of it. Anything else? If nothing else, then we need a motion. I need a motion to approve May 2026 minutes.
Motion.
And I need a second.
Second.
Second's been made. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Minutes have been approved. All right, well, now we're going to go to old business, which is the Heritage Hub Economic Development Area and approving an economic development plan for said area update.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
I didn't.
So, yeah. So, yes, we want to give you a quick update on this project and this proposal. Last week, June 3rd, we met with the Planning Commission. That body did approve via their own resolution, the resolution that your body had passed on the 28th of May. And the economic development plan that is associated with the Heritage Hub economic development area. They showed support through a unanimous vote that the creation of this allocation of the Heritage Hub does meet the development plan of the town of Pendleton. Specifically that it met the zoning code that's been established through Planning Commission, Town Council, and the members of our community, being that that is a zoned general business district. But then it also meets the long-range plan of the town of Pendleton through the comprehensive plan, that future land use map. That had designated this area regional commercial, and in both the primary and secondary uses in that area does meet the proposed and anticipated development on those 5 lots. And then also too, it does show that, and it did show that the comprehensive plan's goals and objectives also were met in those relative economic development categories. Next stop, we're going to be taking it to Town Council a week from tonight at 6 o'clock next week, where the proposal will be presented to the Town Council members. At that time, they will consider approval of a few matters, the actions that were adopted by the Planning Commission, also the declaratory resolution, the economic plan that was approved by your board in late May. And then they will also determine that the Heritage Hub is an economic development area, and that is an as required by the statute. From there, we'll go on the 6th of July. We're going to go to the Economic Development Commission. That'll be the first time that they've met this year. And then they will take a look at the bonding and financial piece of that. And then we'll eventually be back here in August 6th. And then that will be where we will consider the confirmatory resolution. So if anyone has any questions on that, that's we have on that update.
Any questions for Denise? Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome.
Next up on the agenda for new business is resolution 26-02, determining need to capture incremental assessed valuation.
Thank you. I'm going to introduce this resolution tonight. Over the course of the last 20 plus years, our community through the Redevelopment Commission, your body and authority, has established 5 separate allocation areas. Those allocation areas include the Pendleton TIF area, the Pendleton expansion, the Pendleton tax allocation PTARA, the Pendleton Falls Point allocation area, and then the last one, a few years ago, we did the Serenity allocation area. So per the statute, it's the IC 36-7-14-39, the Redevelopment Commission is required to make certain determinations relating to its need to recapture TIF revenues in the next coming year. And they review then the budget with respect to that, to each allocation area. This is addressed on an annual basis and it needs to be determined before June 15th of each year. So tonight we have Brady Rogers. He's here with Reedy Financial. He is our financial consultant for the town of Pendleton and also consultant for this body. He's going to kind of explain the annual review and this assessment. And then he will also talk about the reporting requirements that will come out of that. We will need to submit this to our gateway through the clerk's office. And then also there is an annual correspondence, that letter that will go out to our overlapping taxing units. So those are bodies such as the school board, the library, also our Fall Creek Township, our Green Township, and so forth. So those will go out if this resolution is approved. All the documentation is in your Teams folder that is including the resolution. If you want to pull up the resolution, I think it's the last document on the page. The allocation breakdowns as far as revenue and expenses, and then copies of each of those 8 letters that will go out. So after Brady's presentation, this body will determine and make a motion to approve the resolution and its financial analysis and evaluation. And if approved, then, like I said, then we will kick those things out here tomorrow. So we'll get that going with our deadline coming up on Monday. As far as signing, we do have documentation. The resolution will need to be signed by each of the members of this body, it'd be the voting members. And then also the letters, President, we will need your signature on those letters before those can go out. We will send those certified mail receipt as well as email to meet that statute requirement. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Brady. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Brady Rogers with Reedy Financial Group. Like she said, this is one of your reporting requirements where essentially what we do is we look at the revenues that are projected for 2027, as well as the expenditures that are projected. And we're just making sure, the point of this is to make sure that you guys aren't just bringing in a bunch of money and kind of hoarding it. So that's what the percentage towards the bottom shows. And that percentage has to be under 200%. If it's over 200%, that's when we have to get into passing on assessed value to the overlapping units. So, there is an exhibit A for each of the allocation areas that she did mention, as well as a breakdown of the TIP revenues collected in each area and the projected expenditures that are going to come out of each area. We can go through each one if you want to. We can just kind of do a quick overview. We don't have to go over every single line, but it does break it down based off of whether or not the payments or the expenditures are going to be bond and lease payments or just capital expenditures for the different projects that you guys are working on, as well as things like professional services and parking leases, for example. So for the Pendleton TIF area, if you look down on line 5, you can see the percentage is 155%. So there would be nothing to pass through for that particular area based off of what we're projecting for 2027. We also did get the TIF plan from Scott that kind of goes over some of the projected values you guys have for 2027. So we did put that into here as well to kind of come up with these expenditure projections. So if you look at the Pendleton expansion area, that percentage is at 118%. So nothing to pass through for the expansion. If you look at the Pendleton Falls Point, we're at 146%. So again, nothing to pass through. And then for the PTARA, we are at 103%. So we would have nothing to pass through for that one. And then for Serenities, there's no revenues projected. So there would be no expenditures out of that one. So we don't have anything as far as percentage. It's all blank because there's nothing to be passed through. Was there any questions on the Exhibit A as far as the revenues or the expenditures?
I just had one question. Once like a development gets finished, when does that clock start on that particular TIP area? Like, for example, the hotel, once it's done, you're collecting, I guess, revenue in 27 and it'll be payable in the following calendar year. So when they're all the way finished for that project, when's that?
So are you talking about like a TIP clock for the 25
TIP
years?
clock, when's
That starts whenever
start?
debt is taken out. So if they are bonding that, then that's when the clock would start, whenever that debt was closed.
And those, as we have all these new developments and stuff, that's already figured into the projections of the increased revenue.
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Thank you.
If all things go well, I mean, it would be August probably
Right.
of this year that they anticipate to close in on those bonds with the Heritage Hub.
So if there's no questions on that, then we do, like she said, have a resolution that we do need to pass. Once we have got the resolution passed, I will then upload this onto Gateway tomorrow, along with the copies of the signed letters. We can get everything uploaded onto Gateway, and that'll be before the June 15th deadline. So you guys will be in compliance and won't have any issues with this reporting requirement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need a motion, to pass resolution 2602, capturing incremental assessed valuation.
I'll make a motion to pass the resolution.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Everyone in favor of, resolution 2602, say aye. Opposed? Resolution passes. Now we move down to public comments. Do we have any public comments online? And in person?
It already passed.
All right, seeing that there is no other public comments, we'll go ahead and adjourn, the meeting at 5:13.